I wanted to start with a quote here, which just caught my eye and it was so mesmerizing. It says that here by David Wiscott. I don't know very well personally this person who said it, but it's just amazing. The purpose of life is to discover your gift. The purpose of life is to discover your gift. The work of life is to develop it. The meaning of life is to give your gift away. Wow. My mind was blown, and I thought, what can be a better quote than this? What can be a better quote than this, which we can share in a meeting like this? The purpose of life is to discover your gift. The work of life is to develop it. The meaning of life is to give your gift away. Boom. So Ikigai is a concept which we will see that it's not only a Japanese concept. I am pretty sure it has every ancient civilization has this concept ingrained within it. So I will tell a little bit about where in this lifetime I come from, which is the Sanatana Dharma platform, how it is ingrained in our case. But I'm sure anybody who wants to share here, who knows some other civilization where they have seen that this concept of Ikigai also exists there. So anyhow, you can already guess by our initial discussions that where we are heading to today in our discussion, right? So let's begin. Again, a warm welcome to all of you. So I really appreciate each one of you joining this book club, because this community, the purpose, as you can see, I told in the first meeting, in the inaugural meeting, that the purpose of this holistic health and healing book club is to get people together. Oftentimes we don't get time to read it ourselves, and oftentimes we don't get a chance to come together where we have a similar goal and purpose. So I thought that why don't we create a space where we can pick up concepts. I know that I have been picking up concepts, but soon I will be opening up for you guys to choose which one. I might give some options. You guys can choose which book to discuss. But just to get us started, I wanted to pick some concepts which are foundational, I think. So the mission of this book club, again, is to discuss some key concepts which we cannot move without, right? So Ikigai is one such concept which we will explore today. And this is one such concept, one such foundational principle that can transform an individual's life. And I am saying this from my own life. I will tell again how. So just before we get started, I know we have a limited time, but still I would give you the option. If you guys would like to share where you guys are joining from, you can unmute yourself and share where you guys are joining from. That would be more than welcome for us to know. And I know that we have a global group, so some of you might be joining from within India, some of you might be joining from outside India. Wherever you are joining from, you can feel free to share where you are from. So I am joining from Kolkata, not exactly Kolkata, but from near Kolkata, about 15 kilometers offskirts of Kolkata, from a district called Hooghly. And what I do, all my offerings and things, mostly at this point, full time, has been online, which is why I am being able to join with you guys. And I know that by looking at some of your names, I know that you guys are joining, some from within India and some from outside India. So let's move on. What is Ikigai? Ikigai, life and a reason. So basically, Ikigai is a concept which means a reason for being, a reason for existing, a reason for living. What else can be a foundational concept to figure out why we are here? Like the popular question in more spiritual, philosophical question of who am I? Similar, right? Ikigai, the reason for existing. Why on earth are we on earth? Why are we here? So basically, this book talks about 4 key concepts. And I love this because this encompasses everything that one can guide another human being on this planet. One is, what is our passion? What we love to do, right? In other words, what is things that keep us going every single day we wake up in the morning? Our passion. Second thing, one thing is passion. Second thing is are what are our superpowers that uniquely define us. Us means each one of us here. What uniquely defines, say, Kishaloy, what uniquely defines Natalie, what uniquely defines Madhumita, what uniquely defines Shampa or Tapas, whoever is here, what uniquely defines Devmallo. So, four elements out of which I said first is our passion that we love to do. The second one is what is our unique strength, which we are born with, for example, which we are by default good at, and we know that we are better at these things than others, somehow or the other. And everybody has their own superpowers. The third one is the mission. What is our mission with all these superpowers, right? What is our mission with all these superpowers? And the fourth thing is our vocation, means our profession. Can we somehow integrate these things, our passion, our superpowers, and our mission with what we do, with our vocation? Do these elements intersect at all? Are they mutually exclusive concept? If they intersect, how? Wow. Already in the very beginning of the summary of this book, there is these questions which keep us thinking, really. What is our passions? What are our superpowers that uniquely define us as what we are in this lifetime? What is our mission? What do we want to do with those superpowers? And what is our vocation? Are we aligning our passion, superpowers, and mission with our vocation? With what we do? Do they intersect? How so? If at all. Let's see. This is Ikigai for us. Ikigai is a book. If you haven't seen the book, it's a very small book, like a journal kind of book, and it feels also great just to hold that. So it's really good if you just hold the book and just have it in your hand, just without even reading it. So anyway, so we will discover all of this as we move forward, right? Ikigai in Japanese and Indian culture, I wrote in Indian. And again, just because I know this part, so I am saying how it can connect with the Indian culture. But please feel free to share if you are from another, say, upbringing, and if you have also seen in your tradition this concept Ikigai. Please feel free to share also towards the end. I will just share what the book shares here, right? So this is the historical and cultural roots of Ikigai in Japan, Okinawa, Japan. Remember the blue zones? In the blue zones, we have these 5 zones I will share. I will quickly remind us from our first book club meeting. And Okinawa was one of the blue zones where people live longer than 100 years, centenarians, right? Average life expectancy is more than 100 years. Okinawa, Japan. And this Ikigai culture attaches to that part of the blue zones, okay? The role of Ikigai in daily life and longevity. So this is what the book also talks about. We will discuss too. Examples from Okinawan lifestyle. Remember blue zones, like what I was just saying, that this is from the Okinawan lifestyle, but like I said, it's from any ancient tradition you will find this concept, because this is the foundation for why we exist. In where I belong from, the Sanatan Dharma, the one which is the backbone of Indian heritage, we have a concept called Purushartha. We have a concept called Purushartha. Now, Purushartha is a combination of two things, two words, Purusha and Artha. Purusha literally means male, man, but here Purusha means mankind. Artha means purpose, meaning. Purushartha means meaning of the mankind. Purushartha. In our upbringing, we are told, we learn from our scriptures, 4 Purusharthas. Dharma, we all heard the word dharma wherever we are here at, right? Wherever we are from. Dharma is our duty. Artha means our means to fulfill that duty, means our wealth, prosperity. It also literally means purpose, artha. What is our artha? Dharma is the duty. Artha, which is the means to do the duty. Kama. Kama means longings, our desires, our longings. And moksha. Moksha means liberation. After all of this we have gone through, we go to our liberation. Moksha. So as you can see, can you guys connect the concept of Ikigai, especially in the first and the second? What is our duty? Our dharma. Everybody has a duty. We do our profession, vocation. The only problem is what I have seen as a holistic healer, and this is what I have dedicated my life to. There is a disbalance. There is a misalignment in what we are good at, what is our superpower by default, and what is our mission to what we do. There is a misalignment, which is why the troubles begin, right? There is a misalignment in these first three things and the fourth concept or the fourth pillar, which is our vocation. And I will tell you with my life example how I have seen the effect and the impact of actually aligning all four pillars of Ikigai into one line. I promise that I will share my story a little bit very quickly later on. So just quickly reminding you, so what I am showing here is a quick recap of what we discussed in the first meeting, right? The 5 zones, and Okinawa is in Japan, where this concept has thrived in recent times. But again, like I mentioned, that it is everywhere in all the cultures. If you are just willing to look at it, we will find it, that where it is coming from, isn't it? So Okinawa, Japan. Now, I want to start this discussion, well, rather proceed this discussion with this picture. Can anybody here tell me which kind of car is this? What car? Which car is this that I'm showing you guys? Anyone?
Rolls Royce or something?
Yes.
Bentley?
Yes, Rolls Royce. Thank you, Natalie. This is a Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce, I can't even pronounce. Rolls Royce La Rose Noir, something like this. One brand of Rolls Royce. You are right. Now, why am I showing this? I will tell you in a minute. Just before that, I want to share that the price of this Rolls Royce in modern times in the current market is Indian rupees 260 crores. In US dollar, it will be only 32 million US dollar. Only 32 million US dollar. Why am I sharing this with you guys? Imagine that we have a car which is our body, mind, we have a car. Everybody has a car, right? Our body, our mind, and our intellect and all of that. Suppose we sharpen the car, sharpen the skills and everything. We sharpen our body, we sharpen our mind. We want to be like focused. We want to be strong in our body. We want to do everything, which is like having a fantastic car, maybe the most beautiful car on the planet, or at least the most expensive. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but definitely the most expensive. It's a fact, right? So my question is, once we have that best body, in the sense, the body that it is capable of, harnessing it to that fullest potential of the body, the best kind of mind, meaning whatever our minds are capable of, we are harnessing and sharpening our mind to have laser sharp focus and everything. So our car is the most sophisticated car, and we are getting the right kind of lubricant in the car engine. Everything is taken care of. My question then is, what if I tell you that somebody asks me, oh, Deb, you have this Rolls Royce. I love it. Where are you driving? I said, yes, good question. Good question. I don't know. This is exactly the point of Ikigai. Doesn't matter how we are harnessing our skills to get the best kind of potential of our body, of our mind, of all the resources we have gotten the finest one on the planet, but we don't know where we are heading to. Why are we here? What is our purpose? What is our dharma? That is the Ikigai. That book connects us to let us know, it's great that you have a Rolls Royce, Deb. Now here you go. Here is the GPS. Here is where you have to arrive at. And here is why so. This is the Ikigai for us. So which is why those of you who has worked with me live one-on-one, I know there are some of you here who have worked with me one-on-one, you guys know this is a concept I have tried to bring in at the very beginning of our interaction. I try to bring in our discussion of one-on-one coaching or in a group format, which is why I even chose this book also in our discussion, because this book tells us how to connect with what our dharma is, why we are here for. What shall we do with this Rolls Royce? Where shall we go with the Rolls Royce? right? So moving forward, discovering your Ikigai in less than 5 minutes. And guys, I am serious here. I say less than 5 minutes. Can somebody keep the counter for us? It's 6:53 here in Indian time. I can show you discovering your Ikigai in 5 minutes. Are we ready for this? No need to say anything. You can write in your any notepad. Please bring out a notepad or a piece of paper or anything. I will ask you 5 questions and you will just write one word or two words. Ready? Are we ready? 5 minutes we need. Let's go. First, what makes you unique? Please write this. What makes you unique means what are your superpowers? Why are we here? What do you think when you are growing up, even now, when you are at work, when you are at your family gatherings, when you are at your friend circle? What do people tell you? You know, Deb, you are really good at this, I think. You know, Madhumita, you are really awesome in what you are doing here. Kishola, you are just fantastic in this. Natalie, you are just rocking in what you just did now. I know everybody here present has something they know that they are automatically good at. Please write that down for me. If it is one word, that's fine. If it is two words, that's fine. Just please write down what makes you unique. Who are you? What defines you in this lifetime? Okay. And please don't overthink this. Whatever comes in your mind, just write it down. Moving forward. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. What do you do that tells you, that lets you experience the state of flow? Flow is a fantastic concept which I again love and I share with others. What is the activity that you do that takes you to the state of one pointed focus? In yogic terms, we call it dharana. In the 8 limbs of yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana. The 6th limb is the dharana, one pointed focus. What is the thing that you do that you have noticed? While you do that, you go to the state of flow. Please write that down. What do you do which lets you experience a state of flow? You forget everything else around what is happening around you. Please write that. What do you do? And I mean by doing is not just any activity, but that you feel a state of flow. Everything is forgotten around you. What are those things? Please write 1 or 2 words or whatever comes to you. Don't overthink, just write it. Ready? Number 3. Who do you do it for? Your target audience. You say, I do this. Say, I write poems and I can go into hours by writing poems while I'm writing it. My question to you is, please write down in your piece of paper, who do you do it for? Who do you do it for? Who is your target audience? Who are you willing to serve it? If it is just yourself, write that yourself too. What is your mission? Who do you do it for? Am I clear what we are writing here? So what makes you unique, your superpowers? What are the things that you actually do in a day? You find that you forget about the time, you lose track of time. The next question is, who is your target audience? Who do you do it for? Moving on. What do they need or want? Once you have figured out your target audience, my next question is, what do they need and what do they want from your service? What do they need? What are the things that they are needing and you are providing? Right? Write that down, please. Whoever your target audience is, you identify the gaps. What do they need that you are providing? So basically, you are identifying the gaps you are meeting. Yeah? Ready? I was clear in my question. What gap are you connecting, bridging? Finally, how do they transform with your offering? Now that you told about your superpowers, what you do, who do you do it for? What do they need and want from you? That the gap that you think you are closing for them, what are the gaps that you are closing for them? And how do they transform? How do they transform with your offerings? Right? What is the way that you transform them through your superpowers, your activities, your bridging the gaps? How do they transform? And 6:57 now, 4 minutes. Here is what your Ikigai is. Less than 5 minutes, I promised. 4 minutes, and here is your Ikigai. If you have been ever wondering how to find, here you go. What makes you unique? Your superpowers. What do you do that takes you in a state of flow? Oftentimes we catch ourselves in those activities, right? What is that for you? Have you figured it out for yourself? If yes, what are these? What are those? Who do you do it for? Who is your target audience? Right? Who is your target audience? What do they need? What is the gap? Why do they need you? Why do you think you are serving them? Meaning, what gap do they have in them that you think you are fulfilling, you are filling out? And the offerings that you are providing, how do they transform their life with your offering? What is the trajectory of their transformation? If you ask me, Dev, you are a holistic healer and you have a Vedic healer and a holistic health coach, how do you transform? I have a step-by-step process that I guide people and transform their lives with whatever they come with to me. I have a step-by-step process, and it's a certain amount of time, say 6 months or so. I have a process. Now, I am asking you, if you are bridging some gaps for somebody, how do you do that specifically? That is the fifth one. Boom, Ikigai for you. Now, just look at this. Out of 5, 3 are not about you. 60% are about others. 60% are about others. The last 3 are for others. Who do you do it for? What do they need or want that you are providing with? And how do they transform with your offerings? The last 3 are not for you. It's opening yourself up with something bigger than yourself. That's why it's so powerful. If you are wondering how are this set of 5 questions, I'm giving out a key to a life transformation remedy here. Because the last 3 are not about ourselves. It's about others. Ikigai in 5 minutes. Please take a screenshot of this page if you haven't yet, and keep that handy with you at any point of time if you are feeling like you are a little low, little down, for whatever reasons, happens to everybody to some extent. We ask ourselves these questions. It is not for us, guys. It is for the others. So Ikigai tells us about that, right? How to embrace Ikigai in your daily life. This is a book club meeting. I don't want to go in a mode of lecturing here, but I still would like to give you some perspectives if that is helpful to you. So I would just quickly talk about that it can be done by setting goals, by realistic goals. I teach a concept in my one-to-one training programs. I teach a concept called smarter goals, not smart goals. You will hear smart goals all around the world, but I talk about smarter, S-M-A-R-T, with E and R added to it. The goals should be specific, measurable, then A for action-oriented, R for relatable, T for time-bound, time-specific, E for engaging, and R for rewarding. It should allow us to progress in the path of Ikigai. All what goals we set, it should not be going anywhere. We should be heading towards our Ikigai. Setting goals is one way, and making lifestyle changes aligned with Ikigai. We know that we can make changes in our lifestyle. Once we have asked the questions, we can make lifestyle changes which are aligned with our Ikigai. These are the 2 steps. Just like in Ayurveda, when I help somebody with Ayurvedic tools, I said only 2 things can heal us: ahara and the vihara, what we take in, our inputs, and our lifestyle. Similarly here, specifically for this Ikigai, how to implement the Ikigai? Setting goals, which are with a proper formula, like I said, smarter formula that I teach, and making lifestyle changes aligned with Ikigai. Yeah? So these are the 2 things. And for the second point, we bring in small concepts. These are all the concepts I teach in our one-to-one coaching in great detail with added resources and everything. Atomic habits, by bringing in small changes at a time. We don't go from 0 to 100 in one go. Even if you have a Rolls Royce, it can take some time to pick up to 100 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour. At certain time, you have to give it the time with smaller changes. And with the atomic habits, we implement a concept called Kaizen. Kaizen, better for change. Change for better. Change for better. Kaizen, change for better. Whatever we were yesterday, with our atomic habits, we will be a little better today. These are the steps. I am giving you practical, implementable steps to connect and align our 4 pillars of Ikigai and these 5 questions of Ikigai that I just gave you. All right. Now, I want to just share one thing. This is a real life quote with one client who was not even my client. We just had one discovery call. Before I start working with somebody, as you guys know, for whoever is working with me, I have a discovery call where I want to understand what they need help with. What are the gaps? I try to understand. I just had one discovery call with this client from Delhi. And look what she wrote me back after a few days. We were not working together, but then still she wrote me this. I want to say thank you for the session. After that, I tried to change my small habits and it has helped me a lot. If you need any help in the future, it would be an honor for me to serve you. And she was so grateful. She wanted to give me back what she can by what she offers and service. Like I said, this was just the discovery call and I gave a little bit guidance on how small change can make a difference. And this is a quote I copy pasted from my message, WhatsApp message. Real life example. So small changes, atomic habits, making sure that we are better than what we were yesterday. Not thinking what we were several decades ago, not thinking what we will be several years later, just what we were yesterday. Better than that. That's about it. Kaizen, a concept, you can look it up. And if I have ever the option or fortune to work with you, I can teach you in details about this every little step. So moving forward, holistic health and Ikigai. How Ikigai contributes to all-round health. Like I said, Rolls Royce we are harnessing the body. Yes, of course, I do train people for how to nourish your body, how to be the optimal health of your body. People can attest to whoever has worked with me. I do that. So what foods are good, what foods are not good, which are incompatible and compatible. What are the mind things? How can we have razor sharp focus of everything what we do? How can we manage our time better? All of that I do. But the thing is, our health is not fulfilled unless we are connecting with our spiritual layer, which is our purpose, why we are here for. Otherwise, animals also do exist, right? Why? How are we different than animals then? So it's the Ikigai that makes us different. Our purpose, we connecting to our swadharma, we call it. Swadharma, our self-purpose, we connect it. There is a specific way that I do that in my programs. But of course, I cannot say everything here because it's a limited time meeting, I promised you guys. Scientific studies and scientific studies and statistics. My PhD degree is in statistics, although I am a full-time holistic healer now, doing it since last 8 years I started my journey, but my academic degrees are computational sciences. I'm telling you, if you just look up in any publication database like PubMed or Google Scholar or Web of Science, things like that, ResearchGate, just look up Ikigai, how Ikigai transformed life, case study. Just type these words. How Ikigai transformed life, case study. You will see there are experiments probably. We call it controlled experiment, where probably they will show you with statistical results, with significantly different statistical results, how having a Ikigai has changed the life of those people who had it, who were connected with their Ikigai. Case studies from blue zones. I don't have to say anything because our first meeting was on blue zones. And in the blue zones, we saw how people were living longer life. They were centenarians. Average life was more than 100 years. And they had a purpose. Everybody said across the 5 blue zones that we had a purpose, Ikigai in our life. Look, more than 100 years. Please look up the www.bluezones.com by Dan Buettner, several decade long project by Dan Buettner, who traveled around the world looking up what keeps people healthy and lets them live so long, more than 100 years, and why not other people are living it. So he found some key factors. If you want access to that recording or slides, just let me know after the meeting. I have a link I can send you. You can fill it out. So case studies from blue zones, Okinawa. The concept of Ikigai is from Okinawa, which is one of the 5 blue zones, right? So practical tips to nurture your Ikigai. Tips for finding and nurturing your Ikigai. I just told you some tips, which is setting goals. And the second thing is just making small changes. So I will just remind you guys this one here. Setting goals and making lifestyle changes aligned with Ikigai by implementing atomic habits and the concept of Kaizen. Okay, so these are some practical tips. daily practices and habits, exactly what I just told about. You have to make some lifestyle changes. If you think about an algorithm, we provide an input, the algorithm works, and the output comes, right? Whether it's a vending machine or whatever machine it is, you give an input, the output comes. If we have to connect with our ikigai and we are not making any changes to the input or the algorithm itself, can we expect an outcome change? No. So daily practices and habits, we have to change, make some small changes. I'm telling only small changes. How to do and everything, which I tell in details in my programs, longer programs, but daily practices and habits so that we are moving towards our ikigai. And real life example and success stories. Guys, I promised you that I will tell you my story. So I am a full-time holistic healer, a Vedic healer and a holistic health coach now, where I bring in all the things that I have in my toolbox: yoga, Ayurveda, traditional Thai massage, Reiki healing, life coaching, music, mantra, chantings, everything together I bring in, energy healing, positive psychology, everything I bring in and help others. Is this what I was doing 2 years ago? No. I was not doing what I am doing now 2 years ago. I started my journey in the holistic healing world 2016 when I was going through a rough phase of my life, personal life, very much pressure psychologically. I decided, I was in my PhD program I was about to start my third year of my PhD program. I started practicing yoga, physical yoga practice in US, right? I grew up in traditional ashram schools in India for 11 years, but I'm talking about when I went to US for my PhD. I started taking up my yoga practice in 2016 summer. I still remember May 2016 during my birthday. In the mid-May, I went there and started my yoga practice. And then of course, yoga heals. It's a conscious practice. I started my teacher training. As I started practicing and I started to see changes in my health, in my mind, in my psychological state, I started taking the teacher training, 500-hour teacher training. I completed for 3 years as I was doing my PhD. I started the traditional Thai massage training. I would go to Baltimore, like driving every month. I would drive 6 hours, 7 hours one way to just take 6-7 hours of training, because that went along. Traditional Thai massage is also called Thai yoga massage. So I know that this is also an ancient healing art. Then I started my Reiki master program online, my life coaching program. Then when I moved for my postdoctoral fellowship in Colorado, I started my Ayurvedic training. I completed my 3-year Ayurvedic studies of Ayurvedic counselor and then Ayurvedic practitioner, 3-year long, while I was doing my postdoc. Then mantra chantings, then music I took up when I was still in US. I played this Vedic instrument. So I felt, you know what, since 2016, I myself saw how I connected with what I am meant to do. And I knew that this is what I will be doing. I was just not ready to take the decision yet. Then 2022, long story short, I decided this is the right time for me to hit the iron while it is hot, because the iron has been made hot by hitting it for these many years, right? And I decided that this is my opportunity to come back to my country and do what I am doing right now full time, guys. So I am a real life example. I will not, a 1,000 miles to go still, I know. But whatever opportunity I am getting to contribute any single person's life, this is what I was willing to do. I knew that this is my ikigai. I want to do this. I am naturally attracted to this. And I want to make a difference. And a quote I shared in the WhatsApp group was, act as if whatever we do make a difference. It does. So not from a book, not from anybody else's story. I just wanted to share my story, sharing that once we have connected with our ikigai, I was just having a meeting earlier today. I was mentioning the same thing to my client, that this is not a work for me. This is what I wake up every day for. And the opportunity I am getting to contribute to another person's life is what I am living for. And guess what? This will be the case for the rest of my life. I have left my job in US in the academic field, being a full-time researcher. I was a full-time researcher in a university in Colorado. But I left my job. I am doing this full-time because I have tasted how it feels to connect with ikigai, which is why I did not even ask you guys. I just chose this topic because I know that this can change another person's life too. So it works. I am speaking here. It's being recorded. It works. I am an example of this. and we only have to give it a shot. When I work with somebody else, I just tell them, please give me a chance that what I do, what I tell you, please do it. That's it. That's all I need from you. I don't need anything from you. You just do it. You have to believe, because I am a real life example. I am a living example of this. This works. You have to just listen to me and just do it. Whatever changes I am making, I'm asking you with whatever you can best at your situation. That's all. Okay. So with that, now, sorry, I took probably a little longer time than I intended, but I hope this was useful for you guys. So a group discussion, I have some questions to kick our group discussion if you are willing to share. One question, please. I want to ask you guys and write for you guys to write down also. Are you connected with your Ikigai? If yes, the next question is even more important. Do you nurture it on a regular basis? Those who work with me know I have specific steps, step-by-step process when I ask them, guide them with these questions. But here in this group discussion, I just want to open the floor for you guys to share. Are you connected with your Ikigai? If yes, do you nurture it on a regular basis? My first cue for you to discuss. Another cue can be any experience of health benefits living your Ikigai. I shared my personal experience of living my Ikigai. Every single day I wake up, I can stay up late, very late at night, working on people's presentations, working on this kind of presentations where I wanted to share with you guys, working on my clients' needs, whatever they need from me, making their materials and contents. I don't feel like I am working, because it's not a work-life balance anymore, because it's all life now. So there is no work. So there is no work at this point. So I just want to ask you guys, can anybody, or would anybody like to share that, have you experienced any shift, whatever small or big, in your health, living your Ikigai, or at least pursuing your Ikigai? Would anybody like to share? I know these are very personal questions. I understand, but here, see, we are a small group here, and we are all family. If you would,
I could share.
yes, yeah, Natalie, thank you. Please go ahead. Please share us. Yeah.
So it's my mental health. I noticed improves when I am, I guess, following my Ikigai, and I think my Ikigai is to help people.
Yes.
Because when I'm at work, I had a lot of depression, and then my depression goes away instantly when I have my patient interaction, and I get lost in my work when I'm taking care of my patients. That
Wow.
I can't even track time. I've been told many times from my supervisors and like coworkers that I take really long with my patients.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't even notice, because when I'm there, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I feel great. I feel happy, and I remember why I'm here, and then my depression goes away.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Natalie, for sharing. Do you see, guys? I told you that these signs that I am now here, initially when I was doing my PhD in the academic world, see, I am a scientist myself. I'm not saying the other world is not true. There are two ways to prove a truth: experimental way and experiential way. The problem with the experimental way is you can set up a experiment, right, with a clinical case study, a controlled clinical trial and everything. I have analyzed those data, real life, right? The problem is, if you have done a test and you have a hypothesis and you have done a clinical study, you have conducted some tests, but imagine if your results, whatever p-value significant you showed, and your results are, you are saying that my hypothesis is true, we cannot reject the null hypothesis, great. But guess what? Another person, another group of scientists, if they do the same study and they cannot replicate your results, if the science results are not replicable, they will, your hypothesis is crushed. To disprove one theory, you only need one counter example. But the beauty of experiential science, which is what I am doing full time right now, with all respect to the experimental science, is that if somebody has experienced in their life some benefits, like Natalie shared, her depression goes away when she is helping others, and she can attain the state of flow while helping others. Even she has to ask for longer time with supervisors because she needs more time to connect. Very unusual, right? Where people are usually trying to get the work done in a quicker way, but she's asking for more time. Depression goes away. Imagine what I wanted to share is that in an experiential science, if somebody says that I have seen the health benefits of this, and if the whole world comes against you and tells you, you know what, whatever you just said is not valid, even then what Natalie said is valid, because this is an experiential science. If somebody has experienced this experience, that's all what matters. The world can deny it because everybody is unique. Everybody is unique. So the similar things for them, that's why there is a personalized care. Holistic healing means every individual has a different psychological, physical, and spiritual makeup. So they need different trajectory. We cannot draw an average results based on a group of controls and treatments. So that's why I love this experiential science. As long as 1% tells me it has worked for me, it is valid, because it is valid for that person. If you guys allow me, I will tell you a 2 minute quick story. So because I think stories are the best way to understand a concept, right? So there was a Zen monk who was in the side of a sea beach. She was picking up the oysters, the living creatures, oysters. She was picking up the oysters from the beach, full of oysters, and she was putting it back in the water. And she was pretty elderly person, so what she would do, she would walk slowly, pick up the oyster one by one and put it back. One young guy, he found that monk from far below, from far, sorry, from far aside. He noticed for a long time that what is this lady doing? He does not understand. There are millions of oyster, and she is picking up one at a time, going to the water, putting it back in the water, and then coming back, doing the same for the next. He said, enough is enough. I will walk up to this person and ask what's going on. So he goes to the person and says, uh, ma'am, can I ask you a question? The monk looks up very gently and says, yes. He said, what is happening? I am kind of freaked out looking at what you are doing. You are putting the oysters back, but there are millions. Can you change the life of these million oysters? You know what the Zen monk replied? The nun? She picked up, with her nonchalant way, she picked up the next oyster and just looked at this guy very, very compassionately and said, well, son, I am changing the life of this oyster. Powerful, isn't it? There are millions of oysters around us. But she said, I am changing the life of this oyster that I am picking and holding in my hand. She walks to the sea, puts it back in the water, and continues doing so. I am changing the life of one at a time. So I would encourage you guys also to never think, oh, what can I do myself, just by myself? If ever that thought comes up, please remember this story of you changing the life of that person. And I have a hand raised. Yes, please go ahead. So I am asking you to unmute. Please tell your name and please go ahead.
I am Kuchala.
Kishola, yes, Kishola, please share what you have to share.
I also want to share an experience.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
First of all, I would like to tell that my uniqueness, I think, is my quest for truth and to help others, especially in my field, which is research or academics.
Okay.
And I want to, I want to spread my knowledge among the others who need
Okay.
that knowledge, and I have that knowledge. So I think I can help them by giving them what I know.
Yes.
Sometimes when I teach someone something which they were looking for,
Yes.
suppose someone has several questions about how to do it, I am not able to do it, etc. And I know
Yes.
the solution
Okay.
and I have read about it and also implemented in my life. So I just tell him that you can do it this way or that way. And
Yeah.
when the person comes to me a few days later and says that it really helped, so that gives a lot of satisfaction from inside. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I help people, suppose I am teaching a group of students or discussing, then I feel like I am more productive than when I study alone.
Yeah.
and more energetic, because I feel that I am doing what I should do.
Wonderful. So basically, the group study, because you have the option to share while you are studying in a group.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So thank you for sharing that. You see, so I think I'm sure that although you didn't mention that, but I'm sure, Kishalai, that once you do that in a group study, I think the amount of time you take to do your study, I think also is less amount of time you need to get your study done, right? While you are in a group setup,
It's first.
because you are
4 hour
feeling
thing is done in half an hour.
1 hour thing done in half an hour. Wow. So saving us our
Hour.
precious
4 hour. I'm saying that 4 hour is converted into half an hour.
Oh my gosh, 8 times. Okay. So 4 hours of thing is done in half an hour. So 8 times more you save the time just because you are with others. So finding your Ikigai was there to share with others what you know as you are learning in group, because your perceptibility, receptibility might be faster, quicker. And then you can share it with others, the concepts with others, so that they can also learn faster, or if they have any doubts, so that they can be clarified. Wow. So thank you for sharing this personal anecdotes, because like I said, in experiential science, nothing can refute what Natalie shared, what Kishaloy shared, what I shared, because it is our experience. We are the living truth. You cannot deny it by running a controlled experiment of another set of treatments and control. That's what I want to say. Your experience is unique and it's valid because you have experienced it, and this works. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing. I know that I would have loved to hear from everybody, but also I promised a specific amount of time. So I would just, with that, so one resource I want to share with you guys. I love books. If you are also someone who love to listen to books, like audiobooks, and to read books, please, please take a look in this book today. I just want you to say, please listen to me today. You can find a PDF, or you can get your copy. Start, and I am not sponsoring anybody here, by the way. I just telling you because it has changed my life. Start with why. This is the, and it's related to the concept, of course, Ikigai. We have to start with why. What is our why? Why are we doing what we are doing? How great leaders inspire everyone to take action, by Simon Sinek. I have given the link here, simonsinek.com, as simple as that. So please go to his website. You can also Google search the book Start with Why by Simon Sinek, and please write me in my WhatsApp direct message, whether after reading the book or if you have already read the book. Please write me knowing your feedback. How did you like it? Because this is amazing. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. He has other resources also in his website, so please, you can go and take a look. Finally, but no less importantly, if you have found this discussions, this community, this sharing wonderful, I invite you for our next week's meeting, and the topic is flow. Please forgive me for choosing the books for you guys, but I am just doing this for the initial few rounds, so we have a set tempo set, and after that I will open it up for people to suggest and people to choose in a poll in the WhatsApp group and all that. But flow is a concept that we talked about, in our Ikigai. So one second, somebody have a question. I was just looking at it. Got it. Can one have multiple Ikigai? Okay. So I will answer that. Just one second. So flow is the thing that we talked about in the second question. Remember, I told you I can guide you to your Ikigai through in less than 5 minutes. Second question I asked was, what do you do? Means, what are the things that you do that takes you to the state of flow? And this is the concept, flow. Flow, in yogic terms, we say dharana, one pointed focus. You forget everything else. When we spend time with our loved ones, we have seen how 1 hour seems like 5 minutes. We feel like we should have spent more time with that person beside us, because we feel uplifted, motivated. Sometimes we feel like 5 minutes are like 2 hours because we are around somebody who we don't want to be around with, and it's like so much energy drain. So state of flow is something where we lose track of our time. We are so engrossed in a concept. We will talk all about it in the next meeting. Same time, same day, group same group. So that's that. And if you want the slides slash recording, I have this link. you can send me a message. I will send you this link. You can a short form so I can understand your interests more, what you need exactly, what are the resources you would like. So send me, fill out this form so I can send you the resources. And if you want anybody else to take advantage of these meetings, which are open to all, people can just join in for free. You don't have to work with me. You don't have to do anything regarding being my client or anything. You can share this WhatsApp link, bit.ly/small, all small DRDEB, capital WA, Dr. Deb, WA for WhatsApp. So this is my WhatsApp group link where I share all this information and to keep you connected, engaged, up to date, and trying to make my part of creating a difference. So please feel free to share this WhatsApp link with others and invite them to these meetings. Again, it's all free. They can just come in and join and share and enjoy. And if you want to reach out, you know my email, and this is my WhatsApp. So I think this is all I had. Yes. So with that, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining these meetings from wherever you are. We have people from all over the world, as you can see, from USA, from India, from different parts of India. Thank you so much. And I hope that you got some value out of this. If you did, my point is to take actions. And you, the people who work with me, they know I am such a stern coach in that regard that I say that 30% happens, well, 25% happens by only listening. 75% happens by actually applying this. So my request to you would be, my effort of having this group book club, having you guys together will be successful. Your gift to me would be, please apply it and let me know if it changed at all anyway your life. So with that, I bow and send you all the best wishes in your journey of Ikigai, and I cannot wait to see you all for this concept of flow. What are the things we can do to have a laser sharp focus, and what are the resources we can use? Yeah, one last question. Oh yes, I have a hand raised. So Kishola, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, that question.
Oh, that question. Thank you for reminding. The question was, can one have multiple Ikigai? Yes, and yes, and yes. So that is why what I do in my one-to-one coaching programs is I give them a worksheet. Whoever has worked with me and they want to build their Ikigai, I give them a worksheet where I ask them to write out their Ikigais, which have the option of writing more than one Ikigais. Absolutely yes. Actually, thank you for asking the question, because for my case, let me have the slide up. So in my case, I was thinking as I was making this shift of connecting to my Ikigai, leaving my US job, coming back to my country, doing this full time, I was thinking, well, I love chanting, Vedic chanting, and I love to teach it to others. I love yoga because I was a certified yoga teacher. I am a certified yoga teacher. I do Ayurvedic. I am an Ayurvedic practitioner. I do want to practice Ayurveda also. Then the life coaching, and then the music also I want to continue, the Sanskrit, the Vedic. So it was difficult for me to have my Ikigai in such a way where all my superpowers, they come together. But luckily, I am telling you this, Kisholay, luckily, I am feeling like it is happening. The only thing I would say, I will give you my example because that's all I can say best, right? From my example, I had one superpower, which is my traditional Thai yoga massage. I am a Thai massage therapist and a teacher also. I certify other students. Only for that, I need to connect physically, right? Because it's a touch-based practice. Only that I am not including in my one-to-one holistic healing programs because everything else can be done online. But even for that, I give instructions where I send them resources, videos, or I probably will make my own video with another client, another person, and send them that, which they can apply also to apply the knowledge of that massage therapy. I would say from my case, only that one Ikigai is somewhat like not, I am not being able for realistic reasons because it is touch-based practice. But I am telling you, it is possible. Many Ikigais in one vocation, possible. Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for staying until the end. If you want the slides and the recording, please fill out that form here, bit.ly/book club-resources. And I will get back to you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Take care. Bye bye.